Hey guys, welcome to another fantasy team review video. The bye rounds are finally over. Thank goodness for that. And yeah, it wasn't too bad of a round though to cap off the bye rounds, I think, for a lot of people, as yeah, a lot of the premiums really delivered this week, as well as the rookies, guys like Matt Johnson, Sheldrick. They went huge, so it wasn't too bad of a round. And yeah, I scored 2078, which is a pretty decent score, probably a touch below par for the good coaches out there, but still a very nice score for a bye round, all things considering. And yeah, as a result, my ranking increased around 3,000 spots, starting to close in on that top 10,000 now, which is nice. So it's still not the ranking where I wanted to be, obviously, but starting to improve as the season goes on. So looking back at the team now, starting off with the defenders, Tom Stewart, he was great this week. Nice bounce back from him after a disappointing week the week before. And then this guy, Jordan Dawson, absolutely phenomenal, 172. And yeah, I actually brought in Dawson this round, so instant reward there, but definitely long overdue though. I should have had Dawson a long way back. Should have started with him really, but yeah, better late than never, I guess. But yeah, he just played the complete game. One of the best games you'll see from a captain, really. And yeah, he's actually a sneaky chance for the Brownlow, I reckon. Might not win it, but definitely a good top three, top five chance for sure. I reckon he's having some sort of season, Jordan Dawson. And then we have Dacos, 120. He was fantastic and playing as a full-time midfielder in that game for really the first time in his career, and he absolutely flourished and seemed to have more of an impact on that game playing around the ball. So wouldn't surprise me if that becomes a more permanent role for him. And yeah, this will be the last year we have him as a defender, I think. So definitely enjoy it while it lasts. Mitch Duncan, he was awesome down at the Cattery back on Thursday night, 120 from him. And yeah, that's one of the main reasons I brought in Mitch Duncan a few weeks back. He just has that capability to really put in a huge score every now and then, especially down in Geelong. So if he can be a little bit more consistent towards the back half of the season, that would be great. And yeah, definitely a nice point of difference pick for me there this week, Mitch Duncan. And then we have Will Day there. He was fantastic as well, playing a little bit more down back as that kind of loose man there. So that definitely helped him rack up a few plus sixes down back. Also played a little bit of time in the midfield as well. So yeah, he's going great. And then we round out the defence there with Elliot Yeo. Brought him in this week. Very nice score from him. Laid plenty of tackles in what was a horrible day for the Eagles overall, but yeah, definitely take that score from Yeo on debut there. So hopefully he can have a strong back half of the season. Most importantly, stay injury free, as yeah, he's definitely been hampered with injuries over the past couple of seasons. So hopefully he can stay on the park there. Onto the mids now, and they were all pretty solid as a collective this week. Rory Laird 111. Nice score from him against the Pies at the G back on Sunday afternoon. Caleb Sarong, he continues to be very consistent, and even in his kind of poor games, he still manages to hit that ton week in, week out, so he's going great. Lockie Neal, he's probably the one that I'm a little bit disappointed in, and probably in hindsight I should have avoided bringing in Lockie Neal, as he's probably just 10 to 15 points below what he has been in the past this season. So look, probably he's one in the next couple of weeks when I start to hit that point where I can make a few luxury trades. So I look to move him on. Errol Gordon, he was fantastic, albeit playing against witches' hats really against the Eagles in that game at the SCG. But yeah, definitely take a big score of 145 as he's shown this season. He just has a tremendous ceiling. Jack Steele, he was much better this week, laid a lot more tackles, which is what you want to see from Jack Steele. So hopefully he can build on that performance and have a nice back half of the season. And then we have Matty Johnson. He was awesome and definitely loves playing at Optus Stadium, I've noticed. Back-to-back 90-plus scores there from Johnson at Optus. And yeah, definitely much needed, as I thought he was a massive chance of getting dropped this week. Ended up playing terrifically well. So he was fantastic this week. Definitely when rookies score like that in the bye round, it's just an absolute bonus. And then same goes for Sheldrick, 111, which is just a huge score from a rookie. And just him and Johnson have just been absolute legends for us over the byes. Then we had Chester there. His score didn't count, so he was irrelevant at the end of the day, just like the Eagles, really. Onto the rucks now. Rowan Marshall, say it every week, just continues to be very consistent. Luke Jackson, very nice score from him, as yeah, Sean Darcy was back, so he's kind of playing as a permanent forward, really. Kicked 3 goals, so he probably couldn't have done much more than that. So that probably is worrying for the future, considering he's playing as that permanent forward. So I'll definitely have to look to move him on in the next couple of weeks or so, Luke Jackson, but definitely worthwhile bringing him in, as he's been great. And lastly, onto the forward line, Josh Dunkley with a nice solid score of 120, which I was more than happy to take his score as my captain this week. And yeah, he's just been in great form of late, Josh Dunkley. And then Darcy Cameron, brought him in this week, 106. He was excellent. And just when he's playing as that main ruck, he's just so good, so consistent and so fantasy relevant. So he's still a nice price for anyone that doesn't have him. And then Bailey Humphrey, he was the kind of really disappointing one this round 36, just didn't get into the game at all, which is kind of to be expected every now and then from a first year player. So he goes for me this week. Then we round out with Harrison there, 46, which his score actually ended up counting for me due to Humphrey's poor score, which was a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, Harrison's been alright. Not sure if he keeps his spot moving forward, but he's been pretty solid. So in terms of trades heading into round 16, obviously we're back to having those 2 trades per round now. From now on, with the bye rounds now done and dusted, so what I look to do is make some pretty stock standard trades, really. Look to get a rookie off my ground, and yeah, what I look to do is downgrade Matt Johnson. Ideally, I'd like to keep him for another week or two, but as he has a lot more cash to make, but I just have to make a move on Bailey Humphrey right away. So what I look to do, downgrade Johnson to a basement price rookie, which will then allow me to trade out Humphrey to a premium midfielder. And I don't have a huge amount of cash to afford one of the real big dogs like Andrew Brayshaw or Zach Merritt, those sort of guys. So at this stage, I've landed on Noah Anderson there. I'm pretty keen on Anderson's back half of the season. I think he has a lot of potential to really push that 105, 110. Probably been a little bit underwhelming so far this season, Anderson, but I do like his draw, and yeah, definitely with Tuke Miller still out for a while, I still think he has a lot more upside there, Anderson. The other guy that I could have a look at is Brad Crouch. He's in a spectacular form at the moment, but he's someone a little bit hesitant though. He does seem to put in string some good games together and then string some really average games together. So he's probably someone I'll still look to avoid. So at this stage, I've landed on Noah Anderson there as my upgrade from Bailey Humphrey. So yeah, this is how the team looks like now, exiting the buys, the premiums all back on ground, bringing the boys back together, as you could say, and still fielding that one rookie though, which is a little bit disappointing in Sheldrick there on field, which yeah, ideally when you exit the buys, you do want a team full of premiums. So haven't quite been able to manage that, but yeah, Sheldrick's in great form and he's probably the one rookie you would be happy to field at the moment anyway. So yeah, and he'll continue to make a lot more cash, so it shouldn't be too long before I'm able to move on Sheldrick to a premium anyways. So yeah, pretty happy with how the team looks overall. I think I've got most of the big dog premiums there, probably apart from Tim English. He's probably the main one that I'm missing, but apart from that, I think I've got a lot of the informed players at the moment. A few sneaky pods in there, like guys like Mitch Duncan, Elliot Yeo, those sort of guys, Luke Jackson as well. So still got a few point of differences, a few of the big gun premiums. So I think my teams are set up nicely to attack the back half of the season. So yeah, that's all for today's video, guys. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Happy to give a second opinion as always. And yeah, I'll catch you with another video at the end of round 16 next week.